Hi, and welcome back to Temple Baptist Church Online Devotion. I'm glad that you're with me today. I'm continuing this particular study in seeing the love of Jesus. And it's important for us to see the love of Jesus extended to others because Jesus desires for us to love others just as he chooses to love others. Today we're looking in a passage in Matthew chapter 8 from verse 5 down through verse 13. And you're familiar with this story already. Jesus had just healed a leper. And Jesus had been traveling. He comes into Capernaum. And almost immediately, when he comes into town, there is a centurion. Now, a centurion was a Roman soldier who commanded 100 men. He was put in charge. He was brought up through the ranks. And he was the commander of a unit of men that measured 100. This centurion, this Roman as well, would have been a Gentile. And this person comes and sees Jesus. Apparently, he had probably heard that Jesus was in town. And so it says there in verse 5 that the centurion came to Jesus, pleading with him, saying, "Lord, my servant is lying at home, paralyzed, dreadfully tormented." And so the Roman soldier, the centurion, the Gentile, who was in charge of all of these other soldiers, had already heard about Jesus. He already knew that Jesus was able to heal because he comes to Jesus asking Jesus to come and to heal his servant. He already knew that Jesus was willing to respond. Why else would he go if he didn't think that Jesus would be willing to respond? He as well may have known that Jesus was the Messiah. Certainly he had respect for Jesus because he calls him Lord. Now that's not Lord from the standpoint of us saying that God is Lord or that Jesus is Lord of our life, but it's Lord from the standpoint of showing great respect for who one is. The Roman soldier as well, although he didn't ask Jesus to come, he knew that Jesus would understand the situation that he was in. Look at Jesus' response there. If you have your Bible there in verse 7, Jesus responds to this man and says, "I will come and heal him." Jesus doesn't just say, "I will come and take a look at him," but Jesus specifically says, "I will come and heal him." Jesus loved the one who was overwhelmed and desperate. This man, this commander, this centurion, in this situation was overwhelmed and desperate. It's not likely he had found himself in that situation many times before, but at least in this situation, he recognized that there was nothing that he could do, that his only hope would be in Jesus. And Jesus showed this man love. The centurion answered and said to Jesus, "Lord, I am not worthy that you should come under my roof, but only speak a word and my servant will be healed." Look at the faith that the centurion has. If you will just say for him to be healed, then he will be. And Jesus recognized the centurion's faith. Jesus knew that he was a commander. He knew that he was a soldier. He knew that he was a Gentile. Jesus knew that this man had faith. And Jesus chose to love this man and love him because of his faith. And so we see Jesus' response to that. "And assuredly I say to you, I have not found such great faith, not even in Israel." Later, Jesus says down in verse 13 to the centurion, "Go your way, and as you have believed, so let it be done for you." And the Bible records that the servant was healed that same hour. God leads us across those that are overwhelmed, those that are desperate, those that are sometimes different from us, those that are usually sinful in their daily activity. And as disciples, he calls us and expects us to love them just as we love ourselves. The question is, who is God leading across your path? Or who is he leading you to today or tomorrow or the next day? Desiring that you would love them just as Jesus has loved them. That's our responsibility, to love. God's responsibility then, because we're able to love them, is to help them to experience that mercy and that compassion in a meaningful way. Temple Baptist Church, we hope that you've experienced God's love and compassion for your life. And we certainly want to help you with that if you've not. Come and join us. Come and join us on Sunday at 8 a.m. or at 10 a.m. or at 6 p.m. and be part of what God is doing here in Poplar Bluff at Temple Baptist Church. God bless you, and I will see you next time.